a video this morning, and it kind of, I was like almost sent it and almost posted it on like the team pages, but I was like, you know what, like I just need to reiterate it and just like share it and talk about it, because it's like, it was so awesome. So I said I was going to teach you guys exactly how to promote, what to do, how to do it, and get you to where you need to be. And so if you are home and you have a pen, notebook, whatever, like take notes on this, because it's literally like, this is your roadmap right here, okay? And it's going back to basics. So if you've been a part of this company for a while, you're going to be like, wait, I already know this. But it's like, literally, there is no, I feel like sometimes we go into things and we're like, what is the secret sauce? Like, what are these magical tips that we're going to learn today? And sometimes you do get like that glimmer of like, oh my gosh, I needed to hear this. This is what I needed. And other times you're like, oh, like I knew that, but we forget. Like, we forget those little things that we were doing before that you're like, wait, what? Like, this is exactly what you need. So I'm just going to go over a couple of things. So number one, okay, what is your why? Why do you do what you do? Why did you say yes? Okay. Even if you've been in the business for 2 days, if you've been in this business for 6 years, if you've been in this business for a month, your why is going to evolve over time. Originally, my why was to stop my babysitting jobs. Then it became to stop my teaching job. Now it is to, like, I have an insane why. Like, I want to be the yes man for my family. I want to be able to provide. I want to be able to live a life of like clarity, freedom, and just like the word free, like that to me, like rich and free, that's what I need. Rich in all aspects of my life, like the healthiest I've ever been, like money is not a problem, like all of these things. That is why I do what I do. Like, I want to provide for myself, for my family, and above and beyond, okay? That was not my why when I first got started. I literally just started for an extra $200 to $500 so I could quit my babysitting job because they were underpaying me. Like, they were trying to skimp me out on money. Like, I'd be there for 5 hours and they'd try and pay me for like 2.5. And I'm like, and I'm not confrontational. So it was hard because I had to be. So that was why, and now it's changed. So your why is always going to change. So like I said, whether you've been in this business for 2 days, 2 years, 2 months, whatever, reevaluate it. And if it's not pushing you on those hard days, then you need to have a stronger why. You need to figure it out, right? You need to know what is going to, on those days when life just really sucks, because sometimes it's going to, why do you keep showing up? Okay, what is it? What is it that's going to keep you coming? The other thing is, where are you going? Okay, so these are the 2 things that you need to like sometimes even ask yourself on a daily basis. Why am I here and where am I going? What do I need? So majority of the time when we're running towards something. Like, we're running towards a rank, we're running towards a promotion, we're running towards a certain specific amount of money, right? To get to where we want to go. What is that goal? And our company is so amazing that they literally printed out like roadmaps for us, okay? So if you're brand new and you don't know what this is, we have charts, okay? Every single rank has a chart so that it's your roadmap to figure out where you need to go. Aside from that, we have these steps to success, which is signing 6 customers and 3 distributors every single month. You can find both of these documents, the charts and the steps to success chart, on your eSuite document library. Print them out. Do yourself a favor, print them out. If you do not have a printer, go online. What I used to do was I used to grab a blank piece of paper and draw it out, okay? Draw it out, print it out, do what you have to do, but have that so clear in front of your face, because when you have a blank space in front of you, you're going to fill it. Okay, so fill it and continue to do those steps. So your goal every single month is to complete your steps to success. Say all of a sudden it's February 15th, you still have half the month left. Your next goal is to do those steps again. That is literally what we get paid to do. We get paid to sign customers and sign distributors. And then teach our distributors to sign customers, sign distributors, and then continue to duplicate those steps. That is literally what our job is. Sometimes we do other things like to incorporate it, but like that is what we have to do, right? That's what your job is. So those are your roadmaps. So printing out those steps of success, printing out that rank that you're running towards next. So What is your why? Where are you going? Make those so clear in your head every single day. What is my why? Where am I going? What is my why? Where am I going? Then every single day you're going to do these things, okay? You can always do more, but you're never going to do less than these 6 things, okay? So write them down. The first thing that you have to make sure that you're doing every single day is messaging people, okay? You can post all you want, but when you post, you are not asking, okay? People can see your post, but if you're posting, you're not asking. You need to make sure you are messaging people every single day. Set a number in your head or a time in your head. I used to set a number. I used to say, I'm going to message 100 people a day. Now, what I personally do is I break it up into 10 minutes, okay? For 10 minutes, 3 times a day, I'm messaging people, and that is all I'm doing for those 10 minutes. That seems to work for me, and that seems to it just works for me. So whatever works for you. I've done it for a half hour, for 10 minutes, for 5 minutes, figure it out, but you need to be messaging people every single day because some people are scared to reach out to you, okay? But they need this, you guys, they need this. There are people out there that need this, that want this, but they don't know how to approach you, okay? So you have to make sure you're approaching other people, and don't be afraid and don't prejudge, because when you prejudge, you miss out on someone, okay? You never know. I hate, potentials sometimes come up to me, or new people come up to me and they're like, that girl would never need it. No one wants this. No one needs this. And I'm like, shame on you. Shame on you, because you don't know. You don't know what's going on behind closed doors. There are so many people out there that are successful with this business that go on stage and tell their story, and they say, I was standing in food lines. I was a lawyer, but guess what? My house was going for foreclosure. All of these crazy stories. I was a dental hygienist. I was a doctor. I was a nurse. I was literally all of these jobs that we think of, high paying jobs. They're living their best lives. They don't need this. You don't know. You do not know. So you have to ask. And the worst they're going to say is no. And then you move on. Okay. So that's number one, making sure that you are messaging every single day. What that looks like is up to you. If you don't know how to, reach up to your enroller or someone that is a leader on your team and say, hey, I really want to message people. What is something that I could be telling them? What is something that I can be reaching out and saying? The second thing that you're going to do every single day is you're going to post. So I know I just said posting is not asking, but you still need to do that, because as soon as you message someone, what they do is they go to your page. Okay, they go to your page and they're scrolling and they see you've shared pictures of monkeys and dogs and cats and this funny video of Ellen. That's all fun, but they're going to be like, well, what is she asking me to join? Because I don't know, because I don't see it on their page. Or, oh, that person hasn't posted since 2017. It's now 2020. So what is she talking about? You have to make sure when you're messaging someone, you have something to back it up. So they're going to look at your post, they're going to scroll, they're going to see things, they're going to say, do I want to do what do I want to do what she's doing? What is she doing? What is she selling? I don't really know. So you have to make it clear right on there. You can do business posts, you can do product posts. There's a bunch of different things. Everyone on this group most likely is on Live Love Wrap, or you have your own sort of group somehow and somewhere. So make sure, there are so many different examples. There's so many different things. If you're new, we can tag you in different things. There was a list, I meant to pull it up before, but there was a list 25 things that you can post before your kit comes in, talking about why you got started, what you want with this business, what are you excited to try, what is someone else's testimony that you're super, super excited about because you want that to be you. But posting, okay? How many people that are on this Zoom, drop a 1 in the comments below, before you enrolled, you saw your enrollers post, okay? How many people, let me know in the chat that the person that you enrolled with, you went and you looked at their posts to see what they were posting about, what they were talking about. If you don't put a 1, then you're lying, because every single person, you are curious. You're not just going to say, hey, yeah, sure, sign me up. I have no idea what I'm doing. If you are, that's great. But everyone looked. Everyone saw a post. Everyone, whether they reached out to them and they hadn't seen a post, they went and they looked on their page, right? So for me, I know I enrolled because I was watching. I was watching my enroller. I was like, what the heck is she doing? She looks absolutely amazing. She's able to raise her kids from home. Like, what is she doing? I was watching her post. Okay. Then we went on to the messages and we chatted in the messages. But I wanted to know first, like, I was curious. I was like, okay, this is great. Like, she is home. She is using these wraps and her skin looks like fabulous. Like, what is she doing? And I wanted to know. That's where you're going to catch their eye in your post. And then you continue the conversation in the message. I saw one post you made and I was hooked. Never looked at anything other than that one post. I'm glad that my words touched you. Okay, so the first thing, like I said, message. Second is posting. Third, your network, okay? There are so many people out there. You have to grow your network. There are new people turning 18 every single day. Like, I literally am having a conversation with someone every single day because their birthday is in March, and she's telling me every day she's excited. She can't wait to start. She's excited. People, the 18-year-olds that are, or people that are about to turn 18 are excited. They want this. This is the generation that they live in where they're on social media. So why the heck wouldn't they want to make money with it anyways? But don't be afraid to reach out to all different networks, okay? We are open in, don't quote me, like 22, maybe something like that, countries. You can expand your network. So say you are a mom, okay? You love doing different things with your kids. Go and follow other moms. Say you are a college student, go and follow other college students. Say you love dogs and you're a dog mom, go follow dog moms. If you're a cat mom, go follow cat mom. If you're a dad, go follow other dads. Like, find your network and go expand it that way. Searching hashtags, searching different like dog pages, mom pages, like literally that, like, social media makes it so easy for us to find people that we relate with. Okay, I follow keto lifestyle, I'm in keto groups, I'll search the keto hashtag, I'll find big keto networks or social media or like Instagram people, and I'll follow with their people too. So like, we're all in that network so that when I'm posting something, they can relate to me. Okay, if I was going out and searching single moms and moms of toddlers, and then they came into my page, they're gonna be like, why did this girl follow me? Because she's not a mom, she's not a single mom, like, she's married, she doesn't even have a kid, like, she's a dog, like, why is she following me? And sometimes there are times where we can relate because we have something else in common, but like, find your network, because when people can relate to you, then that's when they feel comfortable like talking to you. You know what I mean? Does that make sense? So making sure that you're growing your network every single day though, because that way you're never running out of people to talk to. If you don't grow your network every single day, then you're not going to know who to talk to, or you're not going to have anyone else, because you're like, well, I already reached out to those 6,000 people that I follow on Instagram, so what next? No, you should be constantly following, and then following the next day, and unfollowing and following and unfollowing and following and unfollowing. Growing your network and making sure you're interacting, stuff like that. So that's number 5, actually, is interacting. So personally, what I do, I'm going to tell you what I do, and then maybe I can have some other people on here share a little bit more about what they do. But what I do is I will take the morning, right, and I will follow. I usually follow about like 200 people a day. Okay, I'll search those hashtags, I'll find different groups, I'll find people that I relate to. I will go and I will follow maybe their followers, or follow just different pages. Like, I'm a huge Bachelor fan, so I'll go on to like Bachelor fan pages, follow a couple people from there, like literally just like stuff like that. And then either that night or the next morning, I will go into all the people that I followed. If you can refine so if you go to your following, like the people you're following, there's like a little, like almost like a refresh looking button. It's like an arrow up and an arrow down. Let me see if I can, sorry, brightness. This little button right here. Okay, and when you click following, let me go back there, sorry. This little button right here, if you click that, it says sort by, and you can sort by the earliest people you've ever followed, so when you first created your Instagram, or the latest people that you followed. It's going to take a little while. It's going to refresh your things, making sure that it's getting there. Then what I do is I go through, I click on the people, right? I click on the latest person that I follow. I go to her people that she's following. And if she follows me back, then I'm going to be the first person on that list. That's like for every single person. If they follow you back, you're the first person on the list. I know this a lot, so I can always go back if you guys need help with this. And then if she follows me back, what I do is I go and I engage with her 3 most recent pictures, or him, whoever. 3 most recent pictures. I'll like it, I'll comment on it, and then I'll go to the next person. If they don't follow me back, I just unfollow them and then go to the next person. Okay, that is how I get my growing my network and interacting in kind of in the same time frame. It's just, I find that way easier than like, okay, who did I follow? Let me make sure I'm interacting with them. This is like, I recently followed them. They recently followed me back. I want them to know my name so that they can then interact with me and see me before I message them. So I do that. I literally go in, I check. So if you click on their following, right? If they follow you back, you'll be that first person. Guess what? This girl doesn't follow me back. Doesn't hurt my feelings. I don't actually know who she is, so it's fine. Unfollow, go to the next person, and I go do that for like a couple, like 10-minute time frame, 10 minute, 10 minute, 10 minute, or I'll just go through and do a ton. So that's how I interact. Other people, you know, will go and they'll see, oh, this person followed me back. I'm going to go and I save their profile and I interact. However you want to, you can do it on your newsfeed and interact that way. Sometimes I'll just go like scroll and like comment, but sometimes when I do that, I notice like I get that scrolly finger and I get lost down the loophole of social media, and I'm like, that's not working. Like if you're scrolling, you're not working. So make sure, like, it's okay, you know, it's okay to have time to scroll social media, but when you're working, you're working. So making sure, you know, like this is a business. So that's just personally how I do it. So message, post, grow your network. So following, unfollowing, friending people on Facebook. Yes, I can go through the following at the end. I will, and then interacting. So that's how I interact. And then the last thing, okay, the last thing is making sure you are plugging in every single day somehow. Whether you're plugging into your Facebook group, Live Love Rep, stuff like that. Whether you're watching a training video, whether you're reaching out to your upline, okay, the person that got you started, they want to see you be successful. Get in their inbox. You can never message them too many times. You know, I literally, like, poor Courtney, poor my enroller, Kate, like I was in their inbox all day, every day, asking a million questions. How do I do this? How do I say this? Sending screenshots like, does this conversation sound okay? This is how I would respond. Does that sound all right? Would you? Then they'd be like, oh, why don't you tweak it this way? That is how I learned how to talk to people, you guys. This is, we don't learn this in high school. We don't learn this in college. Social media is not something that or social networking is not something that people really learn. So this is your time to do this, right? So you're talking to someone and they respond back to you. You send a screenshot and then your enroller will help you, right? They'll help you. Then pretty soon what happens is your enroller is going to say, how would you respond to that? Then you would send it back. They'll be like, okay, tweak it this way a little bit. That is how you get the flow of a conversation so that you can do it on your own. Of course, there's some people that are like naturals and they just get it right away, but that's like, we want to make sure that we're helping you seal the deal. We want to make sure that you know what you're doing and helping you, because that's what we're here for. I also missed a huge step, so sorry, I only went over 5, so I'll backtrack. But plugging in, because guess what, you guys, sometimes people are going to say no to you and you're going to get discouraged. Okay, it happens. You're gonna go up these high valleys and like, oh my god, I'm on top of the world, and then someone makes a negative comment and boom, you feel like you just like went down. Like you're literally high up and just boom, you go down. And it happens and it's okay, but that's where plugging in and staying plugged in is going to help you, because that's when we pull you out and we're like, it's fine, it's normal, you got this, and you go back in. Like that's where it like becomes pivotal, where like that's that make or break. If you're not staying plugged in and you're not like talking to your enroller and trying to like make sure that you're doing all the things and you're getting all the things done, that's where it's going to like, you just need to stay plugged in. That makes sense, right? You got to stay plugged in. And then, sorry, I totally missed number 4, or if I did, I said the wrong number, is following up, okay? You have to make sure that you're following up when you're talking to someone the second they say that they are interested in more information, whether it's literally your initial or like you're talking to them down the line and they're like, hey, yeah, or they comment on a post or something, write down their name. Okay. There are a million different ways that people do this. For me, simple is better. I am not an organized person whatsoever. So for me, I literally have a 5 subject notebook. I write the day every single day in my notebook at the top, and then I write down names that people say that they were interested. The next day, I write the date at the top. I start talking to people. Oh, this so-and-so said they were interested. Write down their names. I'm fortunate that I now work this from home, so I am majority like working in my office. So I have my notebook handy. If you are someone that is constantly on the go, a tip that I learned a while back was when you're talking to someone, if they say they're interested on social media or whatever, take a screenshot. Okay, take a screenshot at the end of the night before you go to bed. Get your notebook out, get your calendar out, whatever it is that you're keeping track of. Write down those names, go through to your phone, delete all those screenshots, and then you start over the next day. So those are those people that are, you know, you're out and about and you're not home and you're not with your notebook to write down the name. You don't ever want to not follow up with someone because it's always the first thing on our mind because we want to help them. We want to get them started. But sometimes life happens and they're like, oh, I was pumping my gas while I was talking to you, and then I got back in the car and I was driving and I totally forgot to answer your message. Or like, how many times did you put something in your cart online and then you're like, oh, my credit card's outside. I'll just do it later. And then like 3 weeks later, it's still in the cart and you never checked out. Like that happens. And that happens with this business because we are in a sales business. It happens. So when you're following up with people, you're just giving them that reminder. Who on here has bought something from Target or from, I don't know, literally any store, and you've given them their email? You get emails constantly from them saying, hey, we have a sale today. Hey, this is what's going on. Hey, these new products are in. That is what our job is, just to remind people, hey, we're still here. We still want to help you. We have a 40% sale going on every single day for these customers. We have these codes right now for our new distributors. Like, tell them, that's our job, to tell them, to remind them, to follow up, seal the deal, done. Okay. So those are the things that you need to do every single day. You need to remind yourself, what is your why? Why are you doing what you're doing? You need to figure out what your goal is, whether you're going for diamond, whether you're going for $30,000 a month, and then figure out what you need to do in order to do that. You know, those steps to success: signing those customers, signing those distributors. How are you going to sign those distributors and those customers? By completing these 6 things every single day plus. Okay. If you can, the least you should do is these 6 plus more if you can. Okay. So messaging people, posting. So posting on your stories, posting on your wall, and just sharing, right? That's what I mean by posting is sharing this opportunity, sharing these products so that people see what you're doing. Number 3, growing your network, following, unfollowing, friend, making sure that you friend someone if you're like, ooh, I would not want to work with that person because of different reasons. Make sure you can be picky. Growing your network, then following up, interacting, and then plugging in. Yes, sorry. Okay. Okay, thank you. Sorry. Interacting and then plugging in. So those are the 6 things that you need to do every single day. So Trudy, you had a question. Can you go through the following bit again? Do you mean like how I follow, or like how I unfollow? I just want to make sure that I know what you're talking about before I go on it. While you're messaging me back about that, or you can unmute yourself and ask. Melanie was talking to me before we hopped on this, and she kind of wanted to share something. So I'm gonna unmute you, and I want you to add. Yes, have fun. Okay. When Melanie's done, Trudy, I'll go over it.
And I made like a note of what you were saying, so I can just enter it in. So sometimes you're going to feel like you're doing all the things, right? You can be doing all the things every single day. You're doing the self-development, you're doing your 6 lists, all those things, following up. And you feel like you're just doing it and it's not happening. Trust me, like I was on fire last month, and then going into February, I was still expecting that same momentum. Sometimes it's it's a little slow to come in, but then all of a sudden, bam, it's like, okay, people are signing, your customers are coming in, but just keep the faith that it will happen because you're putting in the work. Sometimes it takes a little longer than other times. Sometimes people are ready to sign that same day. Sometimes they have to wait a couple weeks. Sometimes you have to continuously follow up with them, and maybe like a year later, they become your customer. Maybe 2 years, they become your distributor. Sometimes it takes a little longer than others. So don't feel like you're not doing it right. Or maybe, like how with Jill said, maybe just send your upline a screenshot of what you're saying. Maybe tweaking what you're saying will help, because honestly, that helps a lot. Like a lot of the time, I'll bounce ideas off of Jill and like other ladies on the team, and they'll help me. I mean, I'm not perfect, but I'm slowly getting there with my wording, and like it's come a long way. And just asking for help makes a huge difference. And then,
sorry, I'm gonna back up. I'm gonna say what you said too. Like what she means is like planting those seeds, you guys. Sometimes it takes people a year, sometimes it takes people a day. You just never know, but it's our job to plant the seeds, and we water it and we give it love and we give it all of the things it needs to grow. But when we're posting and we're following up and like that, like literally think of a seed. Like sometimes it doesn't sprout in that same day. It needs time, but making sure that you're following up and you're like, you're there and you're not just like, oh, that person didn't answer me, so I'm just going to stop posting, stop messaging other people, because no, you don't do that, right? You have to continue. And some days it's going to seem like I'm doing the same freaking things over and over and over again, and it's just like, what is going on? But then all of a sudden, boom, right? All of a sudden, boom, all of these people are coming out of nowhere. Sorry, I didn't mean to take over. One other thing that just like sparked my mind. Since day one, I have always said, oh, I started right away. Like I was like, I don't understand why it takes some people so long to get started, because I just didn't relate to that, or I thought I didn't relate to that, because I was like, I got started right away. Like I would have started that day, but I forgot my check at work, so I didn't get started that day. And then when we were talking about it at conference, that's not true. I watched my enroller for like a month to 2 months before I reached out to her. So I really waited. Like these people are waiting, and I was waiting for her to kind of message me. So it's like, she was planting those seeds in my head because I was seeing it. But if she had reached out to me sooner, I would have joined sooner. But she didn't reach out to me. I reached out to her. So it's like one of those things where you're planting those seeds, but you have to continuously plant those seeds, and then following up by messaging, because she didn't ask me, I asked her, which is great, but you want to make sure that you're doing the ask. Sorry, I totally took over what you were saying, but continue.
You reminded me of one more thing too, of like, if something's not working, it's okay to try different things. So like those of you that are on my team, either I know you personally in real life, like, or we met through a hosted post, or I added you as a friend and you became one of my team members, or you were watching me for a while, or just all the different ways that you came into my life, it was because I was trying different things. So it's okay to reach out to someone and be like, hey, well, this is what I'm doing. Do you think I should do something different? Or what do you recommend? It's always good to go to someone and ask for help versus thinking and spinning your wheels and then burning yourself out. When in reality, just maybe you needed to ask for help. And by working with someone, you figured it out, you thought it out, you got that wording down, and now you're signing people left and right. And then my next thing that I wanted to talk about, for me, this is so crucial. Like self-development is key. Taking care of yourself is key. Giving yourself that moment of downtime just to take a few minutes, maybe journal, read a book, listen to a podcast, pray, meditate, do yoga. Like I personally love yoga. It's something that helps me with relaxing and getting back to not feeling so overwhelmed sometimes with everything that I do in my life. So it's like that helps me, because if you're not taking care of you, you're going to forget your why. You're going to forget why you're doing this. You're going to forget the goal that you have in mind, because you're just going to be so tired that you're not going to want to do anything else. So just remember that, and just remember that it is important to take care of yourself, building that shield of self-development around you, because people are going to tell you mean things sometimes. There's going to be people that you thought that you could go to and that would be your first little customer or your first distributor, and they're not. And that's okay, because that happens sometimes. Like how we said it, sometimes it just takes them time to buy into what you're doing and catching the vision. Because like with Jill, she started because she wanted a few extra $100. That was the same way for me. But then when I saw that Jackie and Courtney and Megan had retired themselves doing this, I was like, hold on, wait a minute. You mean I could quit my job doing this? I was like full all in after that. And thank God, like I caught the vision, and here I am today. And those of you that are on my team, you're here now. Because imagine if I would have quit, you wouldn't be here. So just kind of think about that too. So that is all I had, unless you have anything else.
No, I love that. And, you know, when I say like stay plugging in, like plug into yourself too, you know, but also think about this, right? If someone is in your inbox every single day, texting you, messaging you, asking you tips, asking you to help, and then you send someone else and they like, you're messaging them saying like, how's it going? Do you need help? Like, what's going on? Here's this post this. And then they're not responding back to you, or like they take a couple of days to respond to you or whatever. Like, who are you going to want to work closely with, right? The person that's in your inbox, that's eager to learn, that's eager to do more, that's eager to show up, like those are the people you're going to want to work with. So think about that when you're like, oh, I want to reach out to my enroller, but I'm not really sure. Like, I don't want to bother her. Like, no, we want you in our inbox. We want you talking to us because we want to work with you. So you have to just make sure, like, I'm going to emphasize on that because so many people say like, I'm so sorry that I'm in your inbox again. Oh, sorry. I'm like, no, please be. And I'm speaking upon every single one of your leaders. We want you to be successful. We want you to be here showing up and like doing all these things. So make sure that you continue to do that. So I'm going to kind of like go off of what Trudy asked. So how to follow and unfollow. So I want you guys tonight, if you are new or not, I want you to think of 6 things, okay? 6 things that bring you joy, 6 things that make you you, 6 things that, you know, what are 6 things that you love and love to do and be around? So for me, like, I love country music. I love junkie reality TV. I love following a keto lifestyle. I love my dog, and I love like learning things about her and being in that community. And then my other 6th thing that like I need to try and figure out, like actually I have a new one, but my thing that I was really focused on last year was my wedding. I was planning a wedding, so like I was really connected with that. Now I'm doing all these house renovations, so like that's where I'm connected to, like following people that are, you know, designers or people that are also going through house renovations and stuff like that. So for me, when I'm going to follow people, I'm looking for people that also have those common interests. So like I said, country music, keto, reality TV, dog moms, and house renovation. So what I do is I go into Instagram or I go into Facebook. So I'm going to talk Facebook specifically first. Facebook has groups, okay? You can literally search in the groups those things. So for me, like last year, like I am in a wedding page. I am in a new dog mom page. I am in like a puppy training page. I am in a keto page. So I'm making those connections with those people, and then I'm adding them as friends. Moving over to Instagram, there's no groups, but what you can do is if you go to Instagram, you go into the search, you can literally search hashtag keto. Okay. You can find, oh, keto recipes. Cool. I can find out this guy made this. He's a chef. He's a keto low carb. Oh, wow. He has 1,493 likes on this. People that also are in the community, like also are following the community, the keto community, are liking this, because if they weren't, like, why would they like that picture of a keto dessert, right? So I'm going to go there and I'm going to go through and I'm going to follow a couple of these people. So he has 1,400, so I could follow like as many people I wanted to. When people have like 20 likes, you kind of don't really want to follow all of their likers, because it's sometimes a little odd when you're like, oh, they only have 20 likes, so I don't really know. Like, you kind of just got to gauge it off of that. You could, I guess, but personally, I just don't. So I could literally follow 100 of these people, and it is what it is, because he has literally 1,400 likes on it. I can follow him. And then I'll move on to the next thing. Oh, okay, The Bachelor's on tonight. There's people live streaming that and talking about it. So I'm gonna go, I'm actually gonna search an account. Oh, Bachelor. Oh, cool. Bachelor ABC has an Instagram account, right? Okay, so there's 20,000 people that liked this picture from tonight. 1 hour ago, 20,000 people have already liked it. That means that they're active on social media, right? So I'm gonna go through, and with some things you kind of have to be a little bit more selective with who you're following, because sometimes you have like young kids. So I just, I go through and I kind of look at their profile picture and I'm like, okay, that girl looks like she's probably over 18 or maybe 17, on the cusp of 18 or older. And then I'll go through and I'll follow. Then I go to the next thing. So that's how I follow. That's how I personally follow. I figure out what are the 6 things that I have, interest in, or bring me joy, or I love to do. I know some people are like Zumba instructors on our team, or they love gardening, or I have people that love cooking, people that are nurses, teachers, stuff like that. Or last year I was a teacher, so I was following other teachers, because when I was posting about how I could take a week off of work and like an unpaid vacation because my side job was paying me for that, like they were like, wait, I can't take that much time off because I don't have that much PTO, so how could you do that? Like they were interested in that. So I do that. And then once I follow, like I try and follow at least like 200 to 300 people a day. Then I give it time. I usually try and do like a 24-hour time frame, because people work and stuff like that, so they can't always follow you back immediately. So I give it usually 24 hours. And then what I do is I go onto my Instagram, okay? And then I click following. I can make a video of this if it's easier, but I am recording, so you can always go back. You go into following, and then when you go to following, there's a little button on the side here. It's super, super, super tiny. Okay, there's an arrow up and an arrow down. You click that, and then it says sort by, and then you click date followed latest. So those are the people that you recently followed. Okay, it's going to sort it for you. It may take a minute or two. And then I literally just followed this guy, so he's obvious, and he's kind of like a famous keto guy, so he's probably not going to follow me back, but it's fine. And then you go into their profiles. So you click on their profile, right? Sorry, it's just taking a little while to load. Yeah, okay, so what you do is you click onto their profile, right? So you click, so there's my list of people that I've recently followed. I click their profile. I see who they're following. If you click their followers right here, so right now it says post, followers, following. If you click on their following, if your name is not the very first person on their list, they do not follow you back. So then you would go and you would click unfollow and then go to the next person. Okay, following, let's see. Okay, this person follows me, so I'm gonna go and I'm gonna like her 3 most recent photos, maybe comment on a couple of them, and then go to the next person. You just slide back and go to the next person. Okay, this person, oh, she doesn't follow me, so I'm gonna unfollow her. So I just click, you click the following, there's an unfollow button, unfollow, done, go to the next person. Does that make sense? There used to be like cool apps that used to do it for you, and it made life a lot easier, but there is a lot of pros and cons to this. I do like this because then the people that I am following, or that are following me back, or mutual followers now, I can then go and interact with those people. And it makes that interaction a little bit easier. Okay, I just followed that person, I'm going to go and interact with them. So those are the things that I do every single day. And those are the, like, guys, back to basics, okay? Those are the things that you need to be doing every single day. Sometimes I feel like we get away from like those simple things that you need to do, because there's so many different fancy cool things like TikTok and stories and all these things, and those are all fun, right? Those are all fun. Those are all things that you can use to incorporate your business, but you cannot forget the simple 6 things that you need to do every single day. And that's why I said 6 plus more, right? You can always do more, but never do less than these 6 things. And these 6 things, if you are sitting down and you are super intentional with your time, should not take you more than an hour, okay? Sit down every single day, whether you do 20 minutes here, 20 minutes here, 20 minutes here, 20 minutes here, half hour here, half hour here. It does not matter. My day used to look super busy. Everyone's always like, oh, cool, Jill, you can talk because you literally are work from home now. That's not what my life used to look like. I used to work 4 jobs and go to school full time when I started this business. When I tell you I did not have time, I did not have time, but I made it work because I wanted a different life for myself. So if you're sitting here now and you're like, I work 9 to 5 and go to school and I do all these things, I'm trying to find time, ask your enroller, how can I find time in my day? And they will tell you. I used to wake up an hour earlier or go to bed an hour later. And I'm going to tell you right now, it's worth it. It is worth it because when you hit those goals and you hit those dreams that you are, wanting so badly, it is worth it. It is worth that extra hour that you were going to get of sleep. Like, you don't need it. You're fine. You're good. Make sure you sleep, but like, you don't need that. You don't need it. You're good. Notes from meeting. Oh, perfect. I wonder if that'll just will that pop up on the recording? The messages? All right, I'll save it. I'll save it. But I felt it on my heart to come and share this with you guys today. A little side message is when you are on the cusp of something great, okay? When you're on the cusp of something great and you're running and you're full of momentum, there is going to be something that's going to try and stop you. There is going to be something that is going to try and derail you. Whether you believe, oh, the devil is going to, whatever it is that's in your mind, there is always going to be something. But you are stronger than that. You can do this. Don't let it derail you. You don't have to open the door when something knocks, okay? Keep your head down, stop looking left and right, and just focus on what it is. Life is always going to happen, okay? You get to decide what it's going to look like. You get to decide what you put your energy into, okay? There are days where I'm like, woo, I'm on top of the world. Nothing is going to stop me. Oh my gosh, this is great. God's got me. And then there are days like today where I'm like, God, what the hell did I do to deserve this? What is going on? But you just got to freaking keep going. I was almost in the emergency room tonight, but instead I was like, I gotta show up for my people. I'm here for my team. We're good. I can go to the doctors another day. You have to show up for yourself. You have to continue to show up because that is when you see your true strength, right? When you push through those tough times, when you keep going, that's where you need to plug in and you need to keep going. So I just wanted to kind of just quickly go over all these things because I was listening, like I said, to a video this morning and I was like, I need to relay this to my team and share it. But if anyone has any questions or anything, I am going to stop the recording now. But if anyone has any questions,